Next thing I'm going to be looking at, let's say you have a test file and then the test file is not properly arranged. I could remember when I was working on, let me see if I have an example here. Okay, I don't know if it's here. Okay, look at this flare data. I have it. Can you see now? It's not structured. It doesn't even have an header. So how do you structure this data? Bear in mind, this video might be long, but I'll try and break it into different, as simple as possible. So this is the CSV reader. I just use that to explain the structure your data. So because it's a text file, the best for me to use a file reader. I bring in my file reader here. I have my file reader here. As I have my file reader, I need to go and select that particular text file. Okay, most of the time it is in practical. I have in my COVID. That have spot data. Okay, I have an example here. Okay, so I work on this data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Okay, good. I'm going to bring it. Oh, come on. Okay, simply click on this. Okay, thank you. All right, so okay, now I'm going to bring in another file reader. I want to show you something so that you would be able to understand when to use this particular next nodes. I'm going to be using next, so it's going to be the same. I have it here, so I have my spot. I'm clicking on this. Now let me see auto select. Can you see when I auto select? Look at what it more like gave me. This is not what I want, so because of that I cannot use this. Now also, one of the things I notice about this data is that it doesn't have an header. So because it does not have an header, I'm sure. So I'm working on this because when I click on auto detect, it was not able to give me what I wanted. So I'm going to be working with data the way it is. Okay, so configure, because this data does not have an header, it's best for me to select as colon header. That means if I unclick it or unselect it, it's going to generate the colon name for it at colon 0. Did you get it now? Because it doesn't have its own header. So let's click OK. I think that is done. I can execute it now. Now if I execute it, don't forget it has two major columns, role ID and then the main column. So the next thing I need to do is, let me see if I open that particular data, and then I want to tell you how spot. Okay, I have it. Can you see this now? So look at the data. You can actually open it with a better application that will give you a more better view and tell you the reference of each particular cell. Look at this particular cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. That is the reference. Did you get it now? So if you open it like a Visual Studio, it's going to tell you the reference of each of them. 8. So I move here 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, 13, 14. So this is the first one. The first one ends in 8. That means that I want the first from 1 to 8. That is whatever is in between what is it called? Reference cell position 1 to 8, it should be in a cell. Whatever between the cell position from 8 to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to 13 should be in a new position. 13, 14, so 8, 13, and the rest. So the best way for me to do is for me to come come here. If I come in, I can now look what we call this cell splitter by position. So it's already bringing me here. I can use this. Why I love this data, I'm more like love to use this data. When I was working on my project, I had this data. I didn't know basically how to go about it. So it was more like giving me like a tough time and the rest. So it was actually a friend of mine that actually helped me with it. But how be it now? When I started using KNIME, one of the challenge I more like brought up was, okay, let me see how I can do this particular task on my own. I was able to source for advice from the forum, things that I couldn't do. I asked from the forum, and then I was able to get more light on things. As I practice much more, I get to know much more better. Since I already have what just going to paste it directly. So because I have all my, can you see 8, 13, 20, and the rest. So let me give it a name. I think there are about 14 of them. Let me give it C0. Okay, C1, C2. You can give it a name from the, as long as it is separated by comma. You can call it what's it called, ID, number. You can call it different names and separate it by comma. But in order for us to just move faster, that's why I'm just using C2, C3, C4. Let me just use C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, C9, C10, C11. I think there are 13 of them, C12. All right. So now colon to split. I have to select the specific. I have to be specific on the colon I want to split. And splitting colon 0. Okay, it's telling me it's 15, not 13 to 12. Did I start from 0? If I start from 0, it means that, okay, so I just have 2 more to go. C14, C14, and then C15. C15. So, all right, so I click OK. Number of new column name is not for the class row number 15. Okay, am I in 15? Okay, I picked 16. Supposed to be 14. Number of new column row is not. New column is not required. What am I having here? Does that make any help? 1, 2. Oh, okay. I didn't put C3. Can you see? So I was already moving to C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, C11, C12, C13, C13, C14. All right. All right. Can you see now? So it's done successfully now. Let me execute it. Let's see what it's going to give me. Cool. Am I able to do this? Oh, awesome. 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 Can you see this? So it's been able to split the way I wanted it. And this is done in a unique way. And you see that how to you can more like so. Better thing, more things to do here is to okay, let me look at the table very well. You might want to, what else can we do here as we, okay, okay, so I might want to remove this column 14. There's nothing it's doing for me, so I basically don't need it. I basically don't need this. So what I can do is to configure here. I can come back here. I don't need the column 14. I don't know what is to undo. Cancel. Okay, I don't need the column 14. I don't know what it's doing here for me. So that is 80. So then column 14, I don't need it. So just get it off. Good. So execute. All right, so awesome. So I have it up to my 13th. Okay, so I think that is it. That is why I might want to remove column 1. I don't need column. I don't need the 0 column. So the other row to use is for me to use column filter. Column filter. So you might want to filter your column because you want to remove some rows. You want to remove some columns that you feel you don't need. So I don't need column 0. So that to do this, you can just do this, remove it. Is there any other column I don't need? Do I need role ID? I need role ID. Okay, let it be there. So execute. Awesome. Execute. Okay, so doesn't take much, very fast. So can you see that if column 0 is actually out of it?